Yes, I am, and you should be able to hear me. All right, welcome to this week's live lesson. It is a lesson that happens roughly every 2 weeks, where I get to teach you stuff for a little bit, for like 20 minutes. So today we will cover palm muting on the electric guitar. So let me plug that in and tune it. I am running a bit late. Sorry for that, but my previous lesson overran. So there we go. Okay, and I'll make sure that my guitar is in tune also. But yeah, I'll show you about palm muting and then a little bit more on muting because it is important when playing electric guitar. It is important when you play overdrive to mute a lot. Come on. But yeah, I'll show you that. But yeah, palm muting can be used on the electric guitar, it can be used on the acoustic guitar, right? It can be used on any instrument, well, any string instrument for certain. But yeah, it's where you place your palm and more precisely this bit, ideally, of your hand on the bridge of the guitar, right? So your strumming hand goes on the bridge of the guitar, and if you have, for example, an E chord, you start producing this sound, right, instead of... But beware not to go past the bridge of the guitar, right? Because that's more of a ghost note, right? We don't want them to disappear fully, we want to hear the notes. So you still want to be able to do this and then maybe slowly release, because oftentimes it's about building up afterwards, building up a bigger and bigger sound. So yeah. So you want to also be able to alternate basically between having your palm ready to palm mute and lifting it slightly. So let me show you. And now I'm exaggerating actually my motion that I'm doing this. Because sometimes you want to palm mute and then have louder notes that are not palm muted. And alternate bit. I need water. Yes, so sometimes you want to be able to alternate between the palm muting and not palm muting. You can make lots and lots of patterns like that, and it is a very useful skill to have. What you can do to practice your palm muting is you can grab a chord, again I'll just grab an E chord, and have it as open strings. Slowly put your hand down, try moving it backwards. Now it's clearing, right? Even though my hand is on the bridge, it's not close to the strings enough. Now it is. And now it's disappeared, so now it's too much on the strings, right? So you want to find that balance of where your string is open, but you are also touching it, so that you can mute it a little bit. Just a little bit to make it tighter. And with overdrive, same thing. Now sometimes with overdrive, because we still get sound, it's harder to tell that you've gone right on the strings, but a cool thing you can do when you do go on the strings is to go on them and bend them out of shape. Right, so that's a, I don't know if it's a cool trick, but it's a trick that you can use, right? So especially if you don't have a whammy. Right, just pressing basically on the string, it's bending it, but it's bending an open string, right? So that's a trick that you can use. But yeah, for palm muting, you want to just touch your palm, just side of your hand, here on the bridge, at the connection point where your string goes over the saddle and is free from the bridge. Okay, now, yes, oftentimes this is used with power chords. This is used with power chords, so it's useful to keep in mind other muting that you will need for that. So sometimes right hand muting will be enough, right? So for example, but if you want to truly, for example, free up your sound and have these variations, hang on, this is a bit too quiet. Okay, so, which is most often when we use alternating palm muting with no palm muting. It's not most often with power chords, but with distortion, I've seen that done a lot. And oftentimes, you know, it's not always in the tabs, so use your ears. If you're using tabs in songs, use your ears to hear where there's accents. Sometimes where there's accents, it's the alternation of no palm muting and palm muting. So the important thing is that when we don't do palm muting, we may want to hit hard to get a really good distorted sound and to get all of the aggression that we want to portray potentially. But yeah, basically what we want to do then is not press the best of ways with our fretting hand. So you don't want to press with your fingertip anymore. You want to press with your finger a bit flat so that it touches, just touches, not presses, touches the strings that you're not using underneath, so that they're muted. Right? They're muted. They're not now sounding. Right? They're muted. And then the tip of your finger can also touch, again, not press, just touch the string above it if you're doing a power chord on the 5th string. Right? So that the 6th string is also muted. So we have these strings. So I am playing, by the way, a power chord, a C power chord. So 3rd fret on the 5th string, 5th fret on the 1st string, and 5th fret on the 3rd string. But here muted, and this is also muted. So that way you can go hard and you can get the right tone for your chord. Because if you go too precise, it may sound a bit empty and not so full, right? So it may sound a bit fearful, basically, because it's a little bit quieter, basically when we play a bit quieter, you know what dynamics do. If you're talking quieter, it's a bit softer, it's gentler. And if you want to go loud, you've got to, shout. If you want to, do that. If you want to hit hard for some emotions, you want to hit the guitar hard, right? So you need to mute the rest of the strings so it doesn't become this. I mean, not that this doesn't have a space if you want to play that, but most of the time we want to play just that power chord. So if you're alternating palm muting and no palm muting, without the left hand muting. Hi Trina, thanks for liking. I hope you enjoyed this little video lesson. Just as a little reminder, maybe it will be in handy for some power chords that you're doing with some rock songs that we're playing. But yeah, basically you don't want to be pressing too neatly and too precisely with your fingertips, because then you're hearing all of the strings. I almost threw my pick off. But if we go with the muting that I've just shown you, then you can fully well again swap between palm muting and no palm muting. So I think that pretty much covers what I wanted to say personally for palm muting. Have I made a note of any other questions? I don't think so. Yeah, palm muting and muting power chords with left hand. That's what I wanted to do today, because it's important to mute around your power chords. And it's often something that's not mentioned because, you know, it's an easy chord to play, the power chord, and it can become a bit overwhelming to do too much info, but it's also useful. Sorry, that was too much info for a beginner, right? So if it's too much for a beginner, you don't have to do it. Focus firstly on getting the chords right that you want to play, whether that Smells Like Teen Spirit, right? You focus on getting those right. But then once you've gotten them right, you can do the not the palm muting, the power chord strumming hand muting, right? But yeah, you don't have to do that muting when you're playing power chords. Just slowly. You can play them. You don't have to mute then. It's not necessary. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to cover today. So this is a short one today. But I hope that you found it useful. And if you get any other questions, then let me know. Thanks for liking, Genjo. I hope this was useful. And also, I wanted to say a big thank you to all of you who support me over on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you for buying me coffees and fueling my days and making lessons like this one possible. If you get any questions, then message me, comment, whatever, I don't mind. Just get in touch, you know how to get in touch, and I will see you in a couple of weeks, I believe. Oh no, I won't see you in a couple of weeks. Or will I? Yeah, I will. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. It's not going to be a day off for me then. It's an official Bulgarian day off, but not one for me. I am switching some stuff around. And I'll have another day off another time. There will be the Guitarist of the Month video. It will be up on my YouTube channel, so feel free to check it out. I really liked that one. I really liked chatting to Steve, who is our guitarist of April. So I hope you enjoy that.